don't know what the fuck happened. All of a sudden, everything just froze.
I talked about a tank and your computer tanked.
Yeah.
But
all right, we're back. We're
New
back.
York media for basically saying, "Oh yeah, by the way, the Eagles players all wanted to fight Doug." No, they didn't.
All right. So
and like, oh, I don't know how he's gonna. I'm like, the players knew right away. They're like, we knew that game was meaningless. And if you look at the mocks, number 6 is a lot better than number 9. Because at number 6, all right, you look it down the way for the draft it goes, right? You got, all right, Trevor Lawrence number 1 right away. Now the Jets are rumored to take Zach Wilson or Justin Fields.
Right.
Or they trade it in a complete Jets move, to somebody, and that's what that is. Then you have the Dolphins via the Texans. The Dolphins are either looking at a linebacker or a lineman. So that's either Penei Sewell or Micah Parsons.
Or if you want, the Dolphins can even go after. They need a
Jamar
receiver.
Chase.
No, they need yeah, exactly. They need a wide receiver because Devontae Parker isn't consistent enough to be a number 1, and Mike Gesicki, he's good, but they need somebody who can consistently create down the field regularly from a vertical standpoint. Either you get Devontae Smith or you get Jamar Chase, like you just said.
Right. So that leaves number 4, the Falcons. The Falcons are probably either going to go Justin Fields, bring Justin Fields back to Georgia, or Zach Wilson, or possibly the dude from North Dakota State.
I mean, it all depends with that. It all depends on what does the quarterback situation look like. Is Matty Ice does Matt Ryan come back, or does he just?
It doesn't matter because you got to go. Matt Ryan's on like one of the last years of his deal, and he's already been playing a long time.
Well, no, but what I'm saying is right. Okay, you can go get another quarterback, have him sit behind Ryan for 1 or 2 more years, and have him learn, which is not anything because right now it's Lawrence and then everybody else.
That's a smart idea. It's a smart idea. It's the smart idea because if you think your window is still cracked a little open, you have Matty Ice, you have a quarterback, you bring him along.
Or do you wait until next year and see what happens with that, and then maybe you...
No,
I mean, but the other thing is, too, is...
Because this is a year where it's heavy. If you have the top 5 pick in a quarterback-heavy draft, you take a quarterback.
Is this really a quarterback-heavy draft, though?
Yeah, it is. Let me see. Trevor Lawrence. All right. Then you have
3.
Justin Fields.
I only go 4.
Zach Wilson.
Well, what happened to the kid from North Dakota State? Oh.
Yeah, the kid out of North Dakota State. Trey Lance.
Trey Lance.
You have him. You have Zach Wilson from BYU. You have Justin Fields. Like, those are the big 3.
Yeah.
So, if you have a chance to land one of the big 3, you do it. Then, you're looking at Cincinnati. And Cincinnati, if Miami doesn't grab Penei Sewell, Cincinnati's grabbing Penei Sewell right away.
Yeah, because you want to keep Joe Burrow protected.
And he ain't playing next year. And the way it's looking like he's not playing next year.
All right. It doesn't matter still.
No. I'm just saying the way it looks like he's not playing next year. So who the hell? So if you can get something to fortify your line, great. But you got to, yeah. Because you're going to need something.
No, you fortify that line for the future.
Yeah.
You don't go for that year and be like, oh, we're going to get a guy. No, you don't do that. That's dumb.
To social justice.
Right.
So what you do, you draft. So say if the Dolphins draft Penei Sewell.
Yep.
Then I could see the Bengals reaching for a lineman because the Bengals need a draft need. They need to draft need. So, or they draft Micah Parsons. Where then you go to the Eagles at 6. And who do you have there? The premier shutdown corner in college football, Patrick Surtain II. There aren't many corners that have been around where you line up on the field and you see him and you go, no, fuck that. And Surtain is one of them. The only other ones I remember were Darius Slay and Adoree Jackson.
Chris,
in recent memory. And Tre'Davious White.
I'm going to put a hole in a big thing there, because as much as Sewell it needs to be, if he doesn't come to the Jets, I'd be surprised. Or guess what? The phones are always open. I could so see a team like New England fucking calling the Jets for that second pick.
All right. Well, right now the mocks have the Jets taking Zach Wilson because chances are whatever coach comes in, they want to move away from Sam Darnold in the Adam Gase era.
Yeah, I mean, that's what a new head coach does.
Well, but here's the thing. What if, then that's the case. You're still going to get Darnold for this year. I'm saying right now, you're going to get Darnold for this year. So
they'll move him. And the other thing with the Eagles, and this was the genius of the tank. Not only because if you pair Patrick Surtain II with Darius Slay, that gives your nasty defensive line that much more time to get coverage sacks. Because all of a sudden now you're not, throwing in to Swiss cheese. Now you're throwing into not fuck that or not fuck that.
See, here's the problem though. And I don't think
not a problem.
No, not for you. Listen. The problem is for the Jets is they have a lot of holes they need to fill, obviously. Another quarterback, depending on who the person is, you still have one more year. The kid at BYU, other than Trevor Lawrence, there are no quarterback-ready, NFL quarterback-ready quarterbacks.
There's Justin Fields. There's Trey Lance.
They're not. They need to sit a year. Trevor Lawrence is the only one that I could say throw him out there and he'd be fine. They need to sit
a year. What are you gonna do? Lose 4? I mean, what are you gonna do? Win 4? Come on.
You got Sam Darnold for one more year. You don't have to take his 5th year. Listen, you could pull the Eli. You could literally do the same thing they did with fucking Eli Manning, which is, okay, when Kurt Warner was there, he started 8 games. They had a winning record with Kurt Warner. They wanted to make sure that their guy was right. So what did they do? They traded Kurt Warner and they started Eli.
Right.
So what point of, okay, you draft somebody. You draft a quarterback. You draft Zach Wilson. You draft Justin Fields, whoever. What's stopping them from having them sit? You have Darnold for 2. You have Darnold for 2 more years, technically.
If you trade Darnold now, you get more value.
No, you. What, a 4th? What, a 3rd?
Yeah, you definitely do.
If you trade Darnold now, you get more value. See, I'm actually going to go through this quick. So, because with the Eagles, if you have Surtain and all that, right, you all of a sudden you give your defense, which means you give Jalen Hurts a little bit of a cushion because Jalen Hurts all of a sudden is starting drives from his own 5 or 10 yard line. He's starting them at like the 45.
Oh, fuck.
That's a big difference.
Yeah.
And, so what you do if you're the Eagles, you trade Carson Wentz. The bridge is burned. You trade Carson Wentz.
Oh, Wentz is done. That's a given. Wentz is done.
Trade Carson Wentz, and what you do, you basically make peace with the fact that you're going to eat that salary for a year. Because no team's going to take him without it. But what you do, since Wentz is an all-pro coming off a year with a bad line that was a coronavirus year, so therefore he still has a lot of value. And he's an all-pro. You find a contender or someone that thinks they're a quarterback away, and you trade him, but you make sure this year's first-round pick is part of the deal. Because what that's going to do, that's going to offset that $30 million salary cap problem.
Right.
Because, remember, rookie contracts are guaranteed. Rookie contracts are guaranteed. You could be over the cap, doesn't matter. They're always going to make sure you sign that rookie.
Bingo. Just took the words right out my mouth.
That's why rookie contracts are gold. So what you do, you draft Surtain or whatever, then say you get somebody, then you take Wentz, and if they give you players, and they have like that Minnesota Vikings, Dallas Cowboys thing, that would be insane, but I don't think it's going to happen. So you trade Wentz for a pick, maybe 2 picks, because right now he's worth that. Because he's an all-pro quarterback that had a bad year with the coronavirus. That was it. Nothing big. So therefore, you have that. So you trade Wentz for that first-round pick. Just make sure that first-round pick, this year's first-round pick, is part of that deal. So you would have Surtain, then you come back, and you could either draft your lineman to replace Kelsey. Chances are you probably keep Kelsey as a coach, because Kelsey's going to retire. So you either, and Matt Pryor has been the second-string center, and so you can either work with him, or you can draft a lineman, even though Mailata's actually got a lot more experience now. They're getting Dillard back, and they're getting Brooks back. So their line ought to be pretty decent, because you got Brooks, Mailata, Lane Johnson, Sayamalu, and Dillard. One of them can learn how to play center, or you could put Pryor at center, or you could draft a center. Right, so then at linebacker, you could draft a guy like Chaz Surratt, because he should be there in the late first round.
Oh, definitely. I see him. I see him as like a mid to late first rounder. He's one of the best linebackers that I've seen in quite some time. Plays with a lot of range, can move from sideline to sideline, and he's always playing downhill. And he can cover, so he kind of plays with the mindset of a safety.
Yeah, so you got either Chaz Surratt, or you can go somewhere else with a lineman. That would make sense at that point in that draft, because now you're not reaching. So, and then you can go on with your 6th, 2nd round, 3rd round, yada, yada, yada. Because the 6th pick, especially, because not only are you not picking, now you're picking 6, but you're also picking 37th. And that's right in the era of where late first rounders that fall. So you're fine. And if you need a quarterback, since you're going to tell Jalen Hurts it's his team, you re-sign Sudfeld, whatever, he's going to be cheap. And then what you do, you either draft a read option quarterback either in the 6th or 7th round, or you bring him on with an undrafted. Because there are a lot of read option quarterbacks that are cheap, because it's a new thing. So you do that, and that way, and that all will work. And then you build, and then you can build like that. But that's what you do if you trade Wentz. Same thing if you're the Jets right now, you trade Darnold right now, you still might be able to get a 1st or 2nd pick.
You're not getting a 1st or a 2nd. You're getting a 3rd. I'm telling you right now, you're getting a 3rd. You would have to be out of your fucking mind to take a risk on Darnold. Unless you're like Indy. Indy's the only one that I can see giving up a 2nd. The best you're going to get for Sam is a 3rd. Because he's not proven.
I could possibly, well, because Sam Darnold, what, right now in his 3rd year?
3rd. Going into his 4th. Going into his 4th.
You could still get a 2nd round pick for him. You could possibly get a 1st round pick.
You won't get a 1st round pick for him. No one's going to give up a 1st round pick unless it's a late 1st rounder. So then you're looking at like a Tampa Bay or a Pittsburgh. I mean, Pittsburgh could do it. Because they might want Big Ben's replacement.
Yeah.
Or Indy. Indy's another one that could do it. But obviously they're going to want you to take the 5th year option, which is not a bonehead, yeah, that's a thing. Because they have not signed off on his 5th year option yet.
So Rhea Ripley job to Raquel. She's winning the Rumble.
Yeah, this match was fucking brutal, though.
It was, but I mean, Rhea took most of it. Raquel really didn't take shit.
No, she did not.
Yeah. So anyway,
like I said, it would not shock me if you see a team try to trade up with the Jets for more draft picks. Wouldn't shock me one bit. because the
thing
Jets.
is, though, that second round, that second overall pick, if you're a team as bad as the Jets, and
See, that's the thing.
if
There's a
you
double edge.
if you trade that pick, that fan base is going to be like, what the fuck? So you win 2 games when you had the first pick a lock, and now you're going to trade back. Oh,
Depends on what you get. See, here's the thing. It really depends on what you get, because that second pick would definitely be worth a 1 now, a 1 next year, and a second this year. You would have to get 3.
Where do you think? Who do you think's going to trade that? Because let's look at the teams in the draft order.
Okay, so the first, like I said, the furthest going down, I see no further than 15th, and that would be New England. That is the furthest I see. I don't see anybody under that putting that together and that the Jets would take.
Say again?
Sorry, you didn't hear me? I say no lower than 15th.
No lower than 15th. Okay.
So the 15th seed, or the 15th slot right now is New England. I don't see, obviously, I don't see Philly doing it. To be honest, the only team that I could have saw doing it that would have been a lock would have been Jacksonville. But obviously Jacksonville's got the number 1 pick, so it doesn't really matter. I don't see Miami, because Miami's got 2 picks, because they got 1 pick because they got Houston's.
You got yeah. I don't see Bill Belichick trading.
No, but I'm saying that's the lowest I see it. Like, I could see LA do it. I could see the Chargers do it to fortify that line, especially with a new coach.
I mean, but that number 2 pick, that's like a quarterback pick. The 49ers, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, unless they also trade. I mean, fuck. I could also see out of a weird thing. I could see the picks and then a quarterback swap. The Jets and I really hope the Jets wouldn't do that, but I could see them going after Jimmy if they did do a quarterback Darnold for G.
The Lions, maybe. The Lions are 7.
Yeah, and that, like I said,
and if they're trying to move away from Matt Stafford, because it's about time.
Yeah. Like I said, but the lowest I see, because I don't see Arizona doing it because they have their quarterback. I don't see Vegas doing it because they have it. Miami, obviously, no, because they have the 3rd pick. So if the Jets don't take a quarterback, and Dolphins have Tua, so they won't have to do that. Atlanta, I mean, there's another quarterback sitting there if they need to, so no. Cincinnati, they got Burrow. Philly, no. Because they're going to go for a lineman or defense. Detroit, maybe. Carolina, I mean, depends on how they feel about Bridgewater, but I don't think so. Denver's another one. Denver's another one that's very interesting, because now with Elway out of being a GM,
they like Drew Lock.
Yeah, but is Drew Lock really...
Thank you.
Is he really the long-term solution there? Let's be real here. They haven't been able to find that quarterback after Peyton Manning. They didn't have a plan. Their plan was Brock Osweiler, but he went and he took money. After starting 6 or 7 games, Drew Lock isn't the long-term solution. What I could see Denver doing is trading up in the draft, possibly even with the Jets, to get a guy like a Zach Wilson, or trading up with another team within the top 10 to get a guy, maybe even like a Justin Fields.
Well, here's my thing, and this is a weird one. Well, yeah, and then you go through it like I said, Denver, because I don't think they'll trade the quarterback to the Jets. That's the thing. Like, to bring it up, it would have to be for a player and 2 picks or 3 picks for the swap. For the Jets really to take the 2. Because if you look at value, that's probably how much it's going to take for value. And then, like we said, Dallas, no. The Giants, no. Frisco, maybe. Chargers, maybe. Minnesota, I mean, how well is Minnesota liking their quarterback situation right now?
Yeah, that's another way to look at it. But yeah, I just don't think Drew Lock is the long term solution.
No, I
in
agree
Denver.
with that. And then you finish off with New England, which Stidham, Newton. I mean, those are the ones, really, if I had to guess, and John, you can answer this too if you think. The best ones are Detroit, Denver, Minnesota, Chargers, and New England. They're the ones that could probably give the Jets a run for their money for that second pick. That would want to go up. Maybe not Detroit, because Detroit could have a quarterback in a situation that drops down to them. But it depends on how well how do they think is anyone going to move. I mean, that's what I mean. Like, because for all you know, someone could try to trade with Miami for their 18th pick and try to get more. Miami could try to get more bang for their buck out of it. That's the beauty of the draft.
Yep, you just never know. As I always say, when it's draft night in the NFL, you truly have to expect the unexpected.
John, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I could see the Jets moving away from Sam Darnold though, and taking Fields or Wilson.
I could see that too. John, what do you think?
You know what? Right now, I just know that the Jets basically screwed up one of the best chances they had to basically turn this team around. And they screwed it up by actually winning a game, and I never thought I'd actually give myself.
See, you know what I was worried about? And see, here's the thing. And I agree with that, but you know what the one thing I was always worried about? And Chris has always brought it up. What if he did do a Peyton Manning? Do we be in this situation? Well, what I'm saying is we be in this situation anyway, but with the number 1 pick. And what would they have done? Draft somebody else and leave the number 2 to Trevor to lose money, or literally do an Eli? Now, like you said, now you don't have to worry about it, but now it also depends on who's going to be the coach. That's the big thing too. Who is going to be the coach?
Yeah, but the thing is, like, and I have a feeling the coach is going to want to pick his quarterback, unless you go defensive.
I was going to say, well, that, or like I said, you can keep Darnold for one more year either and draft a quarterback, and you still have him under his rookie contract.
Yeah. All I know is the difference between 6 and 9. All right, at 6, yeah, Patrick Surtain there, Caleb Farley, yada, 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 right?
Yeah.
At 9, a team is taking Kwity Paye.
Who?
Really?
The Michigan defensive end? Nah, there's no way.
That's why I said, like, there are about maybe 6 or 7, like, complete game breakers or game changers in this draft. Like, the top 6, top 7. After that, it's like...
It's a crapshoot. That's why I was going to say...
It goes just, like, down, 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 down.
The Jets are literally might have to pull a Knicks, where it's get draft picks for the next 2 years. I mean, that's why when they traded fucking Adams away, they got a haul. They weren't looking to trade Adams away, but they got a freaking haul for him.
Yeah, but if you trade, here's the thing: if you trade back to the 7th pick, you lose one of those game breakers probably.
Again, it depends on who they're looking for. That's the other thing too. It really depends on who they're looking for. If they're looking for a quarterback, then yeah, they need to take it when they do.
If Sam Darnold's not the guy and you're the 2nd pick in the draft, I mean, you look at quarterbacks coming out next year, it's really not much.
No. Well, that's the other thing too. Unless, like I said, there's someone that you really like.
JT Daniels out of Georgia? Come on.
I mean, unless there's someone you like that's on the 22nd pick. Because remember, they have the 22nd pick with Seattle, or whatever Seattle finishes.
Yeah, there's not going to be many draft quarterbacks that are. I mean, a lot of quarterbacks are coming off in the top part of this draft. Like they see like maybe 4 or 5.
Here's the thing. That's every year. It seems like there's 4 or 5 quarterbacks that come off every year. Because look at like 2 years ago with Jackson. He was the fourth. He was the fourth out of everybody. That just all of a sudden he was the.
If you have a high pick, that's who you trade. That's what you do. That's
You know what?
You get.
You know what? None of this would have really been happening if the freaking quarterback that I fucking wanted was not taken. God damn it. I fucking hate that. I was the one that said Josh Allen was the breakout of that entire class.
Even remember, but this is before I started contributing for you guys. I even remember saying I thought Josh Allen was the best quarterback in that class.
Yeah.
Yeah, because here are the QBs you have here. You have Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields, Zach Wilson, Sam Ellinger, Trey Lance, Mac Jones, Kyle Trask.
I don't trust Ellinger. Unfortunately, I don't trust Ellinger.
To be honest with you, I really don't trust Trask like that. Because
I don't trust Trask. I don't trust Jones. I don't trust Ellinger.
You know what?
Wait, you don't trust Mac Jones?
No, I don't trust Mac Jones because Mac Jones basically has a wall behind him in Alabama.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You know what, though?
And then he has Devontae Smith, the other guy, and Jalen Waddle when Waddle was healthy.
Well, let's see how Waddle looks when
and Najee Harris.
Let's see how Waddle looks next week.
Waddle's not playing, I think.
He's questionable.
He's questionable. All right.
Yeah, he's trying to.
Devontae Smith and Najee Harris.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, okay. Okay, no.
Yeah.
Ooh, that scared the shit out of me right there. I thought I just read Hank Aaron gets COVID-19. No, he got the vaccine. Ooh, that scared the shit out of me for a second there.
Yeah, come on, man. Don't play with me like that.
Yeah.
Ooh, that my heart skipped a beat there. God damn.
Yeah, don't play with me like that.
Yeah, it says Hank Aaron gets COVID-19 vaccine. I'm like, oh, thank God for my dyslexia where I misread half of that.
And all I got it. Yeah, so I mean, I am very happy with that. And here's the other genius of the tank. Since we had so much on this. All right, by tanking, first number 1, the Eagles get the 6th pick, which is probably going to be Patrick Surtain, which is a shutdown corner pairing with Slay, which definitely helps their defense. Then, number 2, you fuck over the Giants. You fuck the Giants out of the playoffs.
Of course.
Right. And number 3, you fuck over the Giants and the Cowboys because when the Cowboys lost, I guess we'll be picking first in the NFC East. No, you won't, because now the Eagles have it. Because if the Eagles would have won, they would have been all the way down to like 9 or 10.
Yeah.
Because of that goddamn tie. Then, number 3, you fuck over Tom Brady. You fuck over Tom Brady because now Tom Brady has to play the match in the playoffs that he didn't want to play.
Yeah, I mean, hell, even if he came to the even if the Giants did, he's got to play in the fucking cold. No, I'm saying, but he still had to play in the cold.
The line is nothing compared to Washington. Nothing.
I agree with that. Chase Young is fucking a beast, which, guess what? The Giants fucked themselves over on that one.
Chase Young and the Bama boys.
Oh, and Sweat.
Yeah, you forget Chase Young, Montez Sweat, and the Bama boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have a good. So you fuck them over, and then you fuck over you fuck over the Washington football team because even if they do beat the Bucks, they probably have an all expenses paid trip to Green Bay.
Who, Tampa?
No, I'm saying if the Washington football team beat Tampa at home, they'd probably go to Green Bay.
If they beat Washington, yeah.
Green Bay, if they go to Green Bay, they get murdered. And then Washington gets a shitty draft pick. And that is the beauty of that tank. Not only do you fuck over one of your rivals and add fuel to the fire, you fuck over your whole division and you fuck over the guy you hate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Genius.
I got some baseball news that happened yesterday.
What happened?
The Red Sox hired their first woman pro coach, or hired the first ever black woman pro head coach.
Yeah, that's cool. They still suck.
Yeah, minor league coach, but hey, who would have thought that it was the Red Sox that would do the first?
That's what I said too when I saw the news.
Yeah,
And since it happened, first off, anybody saying Notre Dame didn't belong in the playoff, go fuck yourself.
we're gonna
Because what happened? Oh, wait a minute. Notre Dame lost 31-14, left 10 points on the field with that dumbass field goal and a touchdown that was called back on a bullshit call.
But bro, your boy's got a grown man jumping over him.
Yeah, well, it's not Harris. What do you expect?
Dude, that was disgusting.
Alabama is on another level.
Oh yeah. Well, speaking of
And
another
the
level,
fact that we held Alabama to 31 and only 10 points in the second half, I'm happy with.
I would be too. Now,
And the thing is, it was a competitive game. When someone goes, "Oh, it wasn't competitive," no, it was competitive, because if Notre Dame would have actually scored those 10 points they left on the field, they would have been playing. They would have been driving for the tie at the end of the game. That would have been a close game.
I
What
think
did Clemson do? They got blown out from the fucking jump.
now, let me ask you this. I think Texas A&M has the right to say what they fucking said.
No, oh fuck no.
No, not about Notre Dame. No, dude, I'll still buy it. I still think Ohio State did not deserve to be in there.
Ohio State deserved it after they dispatched Clemson.
After they dispatched Clemson, yeah, but again, they should have never been in there in the first place. Because remember, we all discussed this on the show. They never fucking were going to play football if it wasn't for politicking.
Yeah, but just to get.
But hey, yeah, shit happens. And then they dispatch Clemson with extreme prejudice. Holy shit.
Yeah, and you know how they did it? I'm going to tell you guys how they were able to do it. Look at what happened in the Fiesta Bowl, okay, in 2019. What was the one thing that Ohio State couldn't do?
At that one, they couldn't pass.
Not only that, what couldn't they do defensively?
Oh, yeah, they couldn't rush the quarterback.
They couldn't rush the quarterback, and they couldn't stop Trevor Lawrence, and they couldn't limit his mobility. So what do this time around on New Year's night?
They rushed the shit out of
Trevor. Oh, my God.
They rushed the passer. They contained Travis Etienne, and they contained Trevor Lawrence. That secondary, they played zone in the back end across the board, and they forced Ohio State to play with a smaller field. And I also have to give credit to a very important person. My mom actually called Ohio State beating Clemson. She goes, I really hope Ohio State beats them. And
now,
look at what happened. Okay, go ahead.
The hit, clean or dirty?
The hit was the hit. I mean,
there's the problem.
Unfortunately, the helmet hit his back.
But targeting? But targeting or not?
Yeah, it was targeting.
See, here's the thing. All he had to do, if he kept his head up a little bit more, that's not targeting.
Yeah, if he picks his head up.
But no, his head was not up. But here's the thing.
If he picks his head up, he doesn't hit him right in the spine.
That was a clean hit. I'm gonna
thank you.
That was a clean hit. Let me explain, because I've been on shows before, and they've always asked me, as a former player, when you go to lay a hit on somebody, how are you doing it? Are you going crown to hat crown, or are you kind of going low? I've answered it the same way consistently on a regular basis. I've said, I'm going low, because if I go helmet to helmet, that's automatic disqualification and probably $35,000 out your pocket to the league office. Or you're disqualified. Like I said, like what happened to James Skalski. No, he squared up and he hit him perfectly. That was an awful call.
He squared up, hit him perfectly. The only problem is he speared him in the back.
But how are you gonna fault somebody for trying to get out of a spin move and then that caused the helmet to hit his back?
Because think about it. When these quarterbacks leave the pocket and they're mobile guys using their feet, they can be hit. I think the quarterback gets a little too much respect.
See, here's the thing.
You can't come anywhere near the quarterback. You breathe
the quarterbacks do get a lot of respect from refs. If it was a running back, that wouldn't have been called. Because
but that was clean. That's still a clean hit. That's not targeting.
It was a clean hit.
It wasn't a clean hit though.
Yes, it was.
Because he speared him.
No, he did. He never left his feet.
He speared him. Like, you look at the impact of his helmet and the guy's back, like, basically bending around his helmet, that's a spear. That is the textbook definition of the spear that is illegal in football.
No,
the spear with the shoulder, that's fine. But when you do it with your helmet...
But the problem is that case, Fields was trying to do a spin move.
It doesn't matter. It does not matter.
It matters
It does not matter, especially if the rules are protecting quarterbacks. You should know right away.
But he wasn't. But that's not a quarterback, though. At that point, he's a running. At that point, he's a running back.
He's still a quarterback.
Then that's
It's a running quarterback. You see it all the time in the NFL. You see it all the time in the NFL, and you see it before with other college quarterbacks when they get hit.
And was he giving himself up? No. The problem is, and also, too, I'm sorry, I don't know if anyone's ever tried to tackle with a fucking collar on. You can't pick your head up.
No, you can't.
I know, because I've had those fucking horse collars on. You can't pick your head up. His head was up. That's the funny part about all this shit. His head was up.
The only problem is, I mean, it sucks. It's a thing of circumstance, but he did spear him right in the back.
On a spin move! There's nothing
It doesn't matter. It does not matter. You could juke. So if you juke a guy and your head almost goes in his gut,
but that's
still is spearing in the gut.
But then that's on the referee to know the difference. That's not under the definition.
You still don't do it.
But how are you gonna?
If you're gonna hit the guy, you hit the guy. The problem is, as soon as you take that chance, which he took, and you
okay, then fine. You know what? Then I hope the next quarterback that does that gets fucking clotheslined, because there's no way you're going to be able to enforce tackling anymore. Because that was a clean tackle. He just hit him in the back.
It was a clean hit.
It's not. Like, the analyst even explained it. He's like, if the guy went that way and he moved his helmet just to the side, it would have been okay.
Bang, bang, play. You can't do that.
The fact it was crown of the helmet to his spine, that's why they called the spear. If he moved it just a little bit one way, not up, if you moved it to the right or left just a little bit where it was the side, it wouldn't have been a spear.
Okay, spare the moment. How are you going to know that, though? How are you going to know that at that time? You're not. You're going for a hit. He's doing a spin move. You can't make that bang-bang adjustment.
Well, that's the problem. Oh, well.
But then that's not... under the rule of the law, yeah, it's that, but then that's not...
Well, then you have to hit the guy another way.
Then you fucking take his head off. But that's targeting. The quarterbacks get fucking babied. That was a clean hit.
The guy up high, that means if you do hit him...
Okay, take his knees out then, and then that's a penalty too. That's the Brady...
If the guy's going for a spin move, it is what it is. But again, since you hit him with the crown of your helmet in his back, which is an unprotected area, not in the ribs where the flak jacket is. You hit him in the back where the flak jacket isn't.
But on a spin move, Fields was trying to get away from him. There's nothing you can do about that, though.
Does not matter. Trevor Lawrence got hurt. Was it last year? Trevor Lawrence got hurt on a targeting call.
He got hit in the head, though.
He was running, and he lowered his helmet. He lowered his shoulder and helmet to brace for impact. And the helmet hit him, and they still called it.
Guess what?
Justin Fields goes for a spin move. The guy goes to hit him. Sorry. The crown of his helmet hit his spine. And if Justin Fields would have got up and popped up, it would have been no issue. But as soon as he went down and he had to be helped off the field, it threw a massive red flag and a massive spotlight. Unfortunately, it is what it is.
Then you know what? Then no football player should be allowed to have those horse collars. Because I'm sorry, I've worn them. That is him picking his head up. He squared him. Yes, it does. Because then if his vision was right where he was, and even if he hit him, it's not hitting him with the crown of the helmet.
Unfortunately, he got hurt.
Oh, boo fucking who? This is football, not ballet.
He got hurt. He was down. They had to help him off the field. What does that do? That people see the replay. Because before, there wasn't a targeting call. Then there was a replay. They saw the spear with the crown of the helmet in his back. And that's what led to the injury.
Well,
all of a sudden, the refs saw it as targeting.
Well,
unfortunately, it is what it is. If Justin Fields would have popped up like nothing would have happened, there never would have been a call.
Well, boo fucking who? This is football, not ballet. People need to grow the fuck up and actually know what targeting is.
Okay, Crease. This is a karate dojo, not a knitting class.
I'm sorry, it's not. This is football, not ballet. Even though ballet dancers played football.
He got injured. If he didn't get injured, if he jumped up or he got helped up, like no problem there was. But as soon as he was injured and trainers came out, it shined a huge spotlight on that hit.
Okay, but you know what? You know, we baby these fucking quarterbacks. It's bullshit. Okay, you got hit. You got hurt. All right, next man up. Guess what? Apparently no one cared that... Okay, the difference between this one and Trevor Lawrence had a concussion and was out for fucking half the fucking game. He got hit in the head.
Yeah, so you tell me a guy can hit so a guy can get hit in the head, have a concussion, come back, or whatever, but a guy gets hit in the small of the back where all of a sudden he had a problem walking.
He still came out. He still came out though. He still played.
The whole game. He's still hurt now.
He still played. Oh, yeah. Well, but you know what though?
You know why he played? It's called morphine.
But then that lies the whole problem. What if you're throwing two different standards on this one? Because Trevor Lawrence, even though came out, he shouldn't have came out. He had a concussion. If he had a legit concussion, he should have been out the whole fucking game. That's bullshit right there.
He didn't have a full concussion. They said he was okay to go back in. That was against Syracuse. That is what it is.
No, that was...
Unfortunately, Justin Fields is still hurt now. That's why the Alabama tweet went out like,
don't get me started.
Time to heal up.
Don't get me started on the Alabama tweet. She's a fucking idiot.
So don't go, poor Skowski. The thing is this, if Justin Fields didn't get hurt and didn't get injured, Skowski's in the game still. Excuse me.
And this game might have been different.
If he didn't get hurt, if he didn't get injured, and the game didn't stop, Skowski would still be playing and be no harm, no foul.
And
as soon as he got injured and the game stopped, they looked at the hit, they saw the targeting, they called it. It is what it is. If you're a college coach, you teach around it.
I will say this, though. That's the best I have ever seen Justin Fields look. I've been questionable about him. Chris, you know that. Because every time we've talked off the air, I always say, look, the downfall of Ohio State is going to be the inconsistency of Justin Fields. But he was locked in. He was mentally tough. He was physically tough. And he picked apart a very up-and-down Clemson defense this year.
Oh, yeah, and they also basically said, Justin, how far can you throw it? Just throw it as far as you possibly can, and Chris Olave went under it.
You just took the words right out of my mouth. You see how important Chris Olave is to this Ohio State offense. Every team in football at every level has that guy that just makes everything flow. And I don't know if you heard what Garrett Wilson said about Chris Olave. What we enjoy about him so much is how important he is to this group because he opens everything else up for myself, talking about Garrett Wilson, and all the other receivers and the tight ends. He commands a lot of double teams. You're going to
Trey Sermon.
Trey Sermon. They open the field for all those other receivers. And, you know, that's the most well-rounded I've seen Ohio State look because when Ohio State runs the football, they're a tough team to beat. Look at what happened when they won that national title against Oregon.
Yeah, I'll be right back, guys.
Ezekiel Elliott got his carries, and Ohio State never looked back.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, Ohio State, Ezekiel Elliott got his carries, and Ohio State never looked back. Now you got Trey Sermon getting his carries. I mean, Justin Fields, they found a way to break his zone. Because you could tell Clemson was playing zone, and Justin just threw a streak right through the zone.
Yeah, he was able to. But you know what? I think Clemson dared him to throw the ball over the
top.
Oh,
I think they did too. Oh, they totally
He accepted that challenge with open arms.
Challenge accepted.
Exactly. But so, all right. Are we talking about this national? Are we talking about this national title? Or
we will be.
Okay.
Like I said, unfortunately, with the Skowski hit, I mean, if Justin Fields doesn't get it, if the game doesn't stop, you never know it. It's just a hit. It's like, ooh, big hit. Justin Fields got up. All right, no harm, no foul. Let's continue to play.
Exactly.
Because he got hurt and the game stopped, that allowed replay officials to look at it, and they saw what they saw.
Even though it was the wrong call.
You could say it's the wrong call, but it's not.
I'll say this.
It is the wrong call.
I'll say this. Let me ask you this. If he did not get ejected, would this game been a lot closer than... I wouldn't say they would have won. Would this game been a lot closer than it should have been?
I didn't think it was going to be the targeting that would get him ejected. I thought it would be
any targeting call,
unintentional targeting.
Here's the thing. Any targeting call now, unless it's if it's called targeting, it's an ejection. It's not...
I thought there was the unintentional one.
No, that's just a person. That's just a unsportsmanlike conduct.
Oh, they got rid of that.
They got rid of that. That's what I mean. That's not targeting. Under the that is unsportsmanlike conduct.
I mean that's the textbook definition of illegal spear. So that is targeting.
Spear is launching. In that term, it's launching. He never left his feet.
But there's helmet. But when
there's leading with the crown of your helmet.
The guy with the crown of your helmet. That's why they call it. But he couldn't.
Here's the problem, though, and I'll say this the last time because we'll move on a little bit because I got another issue that I had with college football the other day. When you have that massive collar on, you can't get your neck all the way up straight. I know because I've had him on.
He got hurt.
Here's the thing.
He hurt him with the crown of his helmet.
But it wasn't really the...
If he would have hurt him with his shoulder, it would have been no problem.
But if it was
with they saw him get injured, and they saw his...
Yeah, they saw money signs going out the fucking window. That's why they fucking did it.
Spine wrap around his helmet. They saw his spine wrap around the crown of his helmet. That is targeting. And because that is a textbook definition of a spear, which is illegal in football. All of it. It doesn't matter if you hit a guy with your shoulder and then all of a sudden, it doesn't matter if you hit a guy with your shoulder and then you hit a guy with the crown of your helmet at the same time. They look at you hit the guy in the head, you hit the guy in a vulnerable spot with the crown of your helmet. And that's targeting.
It was a legal hit. I'm leaving it at that. My issue though is Mississippi State.
It's an illegal hit.
Let's move on because we can be.
It's an illegal hit. You got it right. Yeah, it is an illegal hit.
It was a legal fucking... We're not going to go into this anymore. I have my opinion. Christian has his opinion. You have your opinion. I don't think the outcome of the game would have changed either way.
No.
I think Ohio State would have still won. Bad call. What was more bullshit...
It's not a bad call. Sorry.
Whatever. You have your opinion, we have ours. John probably didn't see it, so he doesn't know what the fuck we're talking about.
Nope.
Nope. Okay. Do you want to talk about the quick tweet, or do you want to talk about the brawl? Because the tweet's about 2 seconds. The brawl might be a little bit longer.
I mean, the brawl at the beginning and the end of the game, I mean, I'm
more talking about the brawl at the end of the game than the one at the beginning of the game.
all right. I mean, the guys that kicked the dude right in the face, they should never play college football again.
Fucking men to that. I want to know what the fuck was said. I think everybody wants to know what the hell was said.
Who knows?
Christian, you know what we're talking about, right?
Wait, what happened again?
Okay, so, and I know John doesn't know, so I'll go into this. Mississippi State versus... Oh, what was that game? That was...
Oh, you talking about that? You talking about that brawl?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, who was Mississippi State playing that game? That was,
I think it was... Yeah, I don't remember.
Oh, because it was a team that Mississippi State should...
I could look it up.
Tulsa?
Hold on, I'll look it up. State football. Hold on, let me see. Tulsa.
It was Tulsa. So
Yeah, Tulsa and the other one.
And Mississippi State. So Mississippi State, I guess there was a brawl at the beginning of the game. I didn't even know about that. But
Yeah.
yeah, so Mississippi State beat Tulsa. Good game, hard-fought game. And while before the trophy was given out, I guess something was said. Who the hell knows? Because, oh my god, the freaking brawl that happened after this was so bad that cops had to be called. Like, the state troopers had to be called for possible charges that are being filed.
Listen. I've been around football for quite some time. As a head coach, you can't lose control of your football team. Plain and simple.
I said this on Twitter. In my opinion, this was the worst fight than the Oregon Boise State.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
with the LaMarcus Blunt punch.
I agree.
Yeah. Yeah, it was insane. Like, I'm sorry, but what the fuck could be said that literally started an all-out brawl? And also, how dumb... I want to talk about this on the fucking sidelines. How dumb are you to not be in fucking uniform and try to throw punches on a guy with a fucking helmet on?
Yeah, I don't get that.
Because people were kicking people. Dude, it almost looked like the Miami, Florida, the FIU brawl.
Right. Yup.
Like, these are on those fucking levels. Like, they are that bad. And it's an embarrassment to the game. It's an embarrassment to the sport. And I think this was Leach's first year in Mississippi State.
Yeah, it is. Yup.
It's an embarrassment to him. Because
that's why I'm saying. I'm saying you cannot afford to lose control of your football team, because as the head coach, you set the tone for your football team. You engrave discipline. You let these guys know, hey, we conduct ourselves with class. And here's my thing. One of my closest friends, his name is Vince. He's a coach. And we were talking about this, and I'm actually going to read you what he said, because I wanted to get his take on it, just to see what he would say. And this is what he said. He said, hold on.
Here, while you're finding that, John, what's your opinion on this?
Somebody does a dirty play like that, you're out of the league, you're out of the draft, you're not allowed to play professional football again. End of discussion.
What's funny is
there it is.
What's funny is some of these guys are possibly looking at foregoing the rest of their scholarships.
No, they shouldn't be allowed to play any. Their careers.
No, I mean,
are
like,
over.
they're gonna get kicked out of school. I mean, like, these kids are gonna get kicked out of school for this. That's what I mean. They're gonna take away their scholarships.
They should not be allowed for the draft. No draft. No nothing. Your football career is over. Enjoy your trailer park. Enjoy your 600-pound wife.
Enjoy the
you're going to be able to get after that.
enjoy the XFL.
I'm gonna find that combo
No,
soon.
no
I'm gonna send.
professional
gonna-
sports in any way. Don't want them here.
What
Yeah.
I would say, like, all right, if you're gonna, all right, the people that kicked the dude in the face, they should never play college football again. And the only way they even get in the NFL or anything like that is you'd actually have to take a certified freaking course that you won't do that again. You sign a contract that you won't do that, and as soon as you do anything like that again, you're in breach of the contract, and you basically owe them all the money that they've already paid you.
I disagree with that, and I'll tell you why. Because all you're doing is basically saying, oh, well, if I screw up once, I'll still get another chance. No, you screwed up, you get no more chances. You did something stupid, enjoy your retirement, because that's all you're going to do. Enjoy saying, hi, welcome to Walmart. Can I direct you somewhere? That's all you're going to be able to get.
Will you like
Unfortunately,
fries with that? No, that's too advanced.
unfortunately, I would agree with everything you just said if people like Vic and Plexico Burris got second chances. Like, you get these people who have served their time and done what they did, they all get second chances, and if this was oh, go ahead. No, I was gonna say it's.
You know my thing with Vic. I'm like, Vic got thrown under the bus by his.
I understand that, but I'm saying as though
that basically said he did all the shit when all he did was really just give money.
Right, but you get what I'm saying. But you get what I'm saying. I'm not trying to say that. I'm just saying, like, you got certain people that have done a whole lot worse, and they got second chances.
No, well, here's the thing. Here's where I disagree with you on this one part. What those players did, you know what? They were adults. They made a decision, and that was one thing. But you're sending a message to kids in college saying, oh, if we fuck up, we can still play in the NFL. Oh, so you know what? Screw this. I'll screw up now, and I'll get to play in the NFL because the NFL will let me play.
Oh,
no,
I never said anything about not kicking them out of school.
If you're caught doing this, you should not be allowed to play anything. Professional, semi-professional, no sports. You are blackballed from every type of sport that you played. If you're a football player, you can't play anything. If you're a baseball player, nothing. Hockey, so on and so forth. You're going to be that stupid to do something like this, you're done. No second chances. No, oh, well, don't do it again. Well, you get a year's suspension. No, you're done. Zero tolerance, because you're going to send a bad message to kids in the future. That if a kid decides, oh, I'm going to do this, what's the worst they're going to do? Throw me out of college? I'm still going to play in the NFL. No, you're done.
Well, the problem is, and the one thing is, though, is a lot of NFL teams, God, how many times have we seen a guy do something in college that, I mean, Aaron Hernandez,
Lawrence
Phillips, and they still got drafted, and the NFL knew about it.
I mean, it's changed lately, but
oh yeah, it's changed lately, but
you wanted to know my opinion. That's my opinion.
You're absolutely right. But the other thing is too is, even if they get in, who's taking a chance on them? Because look at the Giants. Giants used their fucking first round draft pick on a corner. He allegedly killed somebody, which that got disproven, but he got kicked out of the league. Guess what? No one's ever bringing him back.
Unfortunately,
Yeah, but Christian, did you find?
That's when you do your due diligence and you find out that you have this case going. Oh, we're gonna draft him anyway. Well, that was a dumb mistake.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you look at college basketball. I mean, shit. How many times have the schools given shit away, and the kids are the ones that get punished?
Yeah.
I mean, shit. Didn't we just go through this whole thing with with Paterno for college basketball?
Yeah.
Hired how many goddamn strippers? Yeah.
So with a fight and a brawl, I think if you punch a guy, I mean, you should be reprimanded, but that's not being kicked out of the league because first off, if you punch a guy when he's wearing a football helmet, you're a moron anyway.
Yeah.
Am I right, Christian?
Oh, absolutely. Look,
Take your fist and punch a brick wall. That's literally what you're
Yeah.
doing.
I'm
Look,
sorry, you're
and,
not
you know,
training Cobra Kai, so you're not going through the helmet.
and you guys know I was vocal about when Andy Dalton got drilled and none of his teammates came to his defense. Because I'm telling you right now, if that's me, and if that happens to my quarterback, and if I'm still playing at this point, I'm coming out and I'm saying something to that guy. And the fact that they stood around and didn't do anything to come to their quarterback's defense, that just showed me one thing: they didn't want to play for him. When you want to play for a quarterback, you will go all out for him. Wherever he goes,
Right.
you follow. Because think about it. That happens to Tom Brady. His team is out there. That happens to Drew Brees. They're scrapping and they're fighting. Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, Patrick Mahomes, any of those big name quarterbacks that this happens to, you're going out there and you're fighting at the end of the day.
Yep.
So if you punch a guy, I can see you reprimanded and be suspended a game because it is a punch, unless you actually take the helmet off and then punch the guy in the face. But if you rip somebody's helmet off and you try to kick them with your cleats, that's what John says right there. That's like have a nice career. You're done.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because now you're actually taking a weapon. Because a cleated shoe is a weapon.
Oh, this is interesting.
That's like if you try to kick somebody with a skate.
So the USA Today put out an opinion piece about 8 hours ago. Says that college football needs a no tolerance rule. For if they're like this, if there's a brawl. Like, if there's a brawl in college football, there should be a no-tolerance rule. Now, I'm just reading through this real quick to see what it says. It says about what, if that, what the penalty should be. Phase upon no-tolerance policy. Alright, when I find this, I'll tell you, but, it doesn't really say in the article. I'll send you guys the article. No, it doesn't say what the punishment should be. It just says that there should be a no-tolerance rule if there's ever something like this that happens. Which I guess means kicking their ass out of school. Which...
It can be kick them out of school, suspend them for a certain number of games. The punishment needs to fit the penalty. Well, now, if a guy punches a guy in the helmet, that's like a game.
Yeah.
Because first off, you're a dumbass because now you might break your hand on the helmet. Way to go. But if you take the helmet off and then punch the guy in the face, that's several games. Because again, it's still open hand, open face. You're not supposed to do it, but
wow,
people can fight.
Did he really? So, and then this makes it worse. So the worst part about this whole brawl was Mississippi State player Malik Heath took to Instagram to brag about how he whooped somebody's ass during the brawl.
Yeah, that's a suspension.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Yeah, that's a suspension right there. Because number one, you don't want to get in a fight and then brag to social media about, yeah, I got in a fight. See me kick his ass like that. That's just stupid.
Yeah,
That's
it definitely
dumb.
is. That's why I always say there's a positive and a negative to social media.
Yeah, now if you actually bring a weapon,
which is like a cleat, a helmet.
If you swing a helmet or you kick somebody with your cleat, especially somebody who doesn't have a helmet, and you try to do a Yakuza kick to him,
well,
that's
how much did
Myles
Garrett
was kicked out of the league until he appealed.
There you go. Then that should be the fucking thing in college.
Yeah, but then they found that the Mason racist said racist shit, so there you go.
Yeah. But I'm saying is, though, well, we didn't know that until he said that.
Yeah.
But I'm saying is, though, he got kicked out of the league for what he did for swinging a goddamn helmet.
Shit.
Yeah. So,
Alrighty.
yeah. And then finally, I want to bring up the and not really spend too much on this, but what the fuck is Nick Saban's daughter doing?
What?
Nick Saban's daughter, what the fuck is she doing? Putting out a tweet about a fake COVID claim so they can heal up Justin Fields?
Wow.
I don't know.
Are you fucking stupid?
Maybe-
She apologized for
There was
it.
a rumor that they were going to move the title game, and she's like, "Oh, really? COVID, huh?"
She apologized for it.
Oh, because of Cleveland.
Oh,
Because Cleveland had COVID, so all of a sudden, it could be Ohio COVID. Yeah.
yeah, she apologized for it, which then, the greatest tweet ever for a comeback happened. Fucking Cordell Jones.
Oh yeah, you know what happened last time?
Yeah, you remember what happened last time a backup played Alabama? I'm like, oh my god, that was Cordell, and it's just a photo of Cordell Jones running down the middle of the field. I'm like, oh, that's fucking great.
Well, the difference is, Alabama doesn't have Lane Kiffin this time, so no ego is getting in the way.
Yeah, and I think Steve Sarkisian was a much better fit for them. His play calling, I think, is just more fluid.
Yeah, Sark, enjoy this championship game because your dark days are coming when you go down to Austin.
Actually, Chris, I actually thought that was a really good hire by the Texas Longhorns because Steve Sarkisian can do what Tom Herman wasn't able to do, and that's develop a quarterback. Look at the list of quarterbacks
when Sark was the head coach for USC that little stint?
Yeah.
What did Sark do when unchecked?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Tie a yellow ribbon.
All right.
Asshole with microphone.
All right. Ready to make these picks?
Yeah. So, national championship game. We'll start with that one.
A pick for the first pick. The Ohio State Buckeyes take on Alabama.
I don't say it often. Roll Tide.
John.
Damn.
Christian.
I'm looking forward to this one. Both teams can score, so I think we're going to see a lot of points. I honestly think the first team to 40 is who will end up winning this football game. I'm watching Garrett Wilson for the Ohio State Buckeyes. As I said a couple of minutes ago earlier in the show, Chris Olave opens up that field for all those other weapons, him and Trey Sermon. So I think that's going to be huge for Garrett. I expect he and Justin Fields to connect on maybe their first 5 or 6 passes because Alabama, outside of Patrick Surtain II, they're a little vulnerable in that secondary. Then you look at Alabama, they have the best player in the country, and he goes by the name of Devontae Smith. Reminds me a lot of Marvin Harrison. Smaller receiver, but shifty and explosive to get up the field, and they're going to look his way. And you notice teams don't really load the box to stop the run and stop Najee Harris because Devontae commands that much attention. And the guy I'm watching for Alabama, I'm watching Dylan Moses. He was out all of 2019. He's back, and he's the guy that's going to be the quarterback of this defense, that middle linebacker guy that can come in on the rush, a guy that can play sideline to sideline and cover. So those are my 2 X factors for the game. I think this comes down to the fourth quarter. And when you were restarting your computer, I told Chris I would have to pull a Kirk Herbstreit because I haven't previewed this game yet. The preview is coming on the website on Monday for the national championship, so be aware.
All right. Yeah, so right now just the spread is 8 points for Bama.
Okay.
It's over under 75. So your 40 first to 40 is a good prospect. But
look, because see, here's the thing. Alabama hasn't really seen receivers this explosive probably since the Florida game. I mean, Ohio State has speed amongst that perimeter with that tight end is good. Trey Sermon can come in and stretch the field and work the flat. But I really want to know is Master Teague gonna play, because I also feel they need him, a guy that can wear and tear and get you those hard fought yards on third down is short, or you want to punch the ball in and you're at the 1 yard line in the red zone. So he's another guy that I'm also watching as well. But I'm watching this Ohio State defense because it just seems like every time I watch Mac Jones play, he ends up leaving with the cleanest jersey on the football field. And when you think of Alabama football, what are the two things that they always have?
Running game and defense.
They have a running game, and along with a consistent offensive line. They've put out some good offensive linemen the last couple years, Ronnie, and that's the matchup. I think that's going to determine.
Yeah, I know. We have one of their defensive tackles on our team.
Yeah, Quentin Williams.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm looking at this game. I think it's going to be a great game. Lots of points are going to be scored. It's going to take 40 to determine the outcome of this game. Both quarterbacks are great. Interesting coaching matchup. Nick Saban's been here for so long, and he's been on this stage. It's almost like this doesn't faze him anymore. He almost expects to get to this point every single year. And then Ryan Day, he's done a great job with this football team. It's still what Urban Meyer started, but he's added his own tweak to the Ohio State Buckeyes. So this is going to be a phenomenal game. I cannot wait to get my hands on it and preview this game. It's going to be weird not seeing a full stadium for the national championship, but, give college football a lot of credit. They were able to complete a season in the midst of a pandemic.
Yep. So who you taking?
I can't tell you who I'm taking. I told you. I was doing like Kirk Herbstreit because I haven't previewed it on the site yet.
All right. All right. So you're just going to you're literally going to pull a Kurt. All right.
Yeah.
All right. My opinion. Ohio State is going to come out. The question is let's see how healthy Fields is. The problem is, the last fucking time I went against Alabama, I fucking lost, and that was Georgia. Roll fucking Tide.
Well, Devontae Smith against of those secondary. Oh, God.
But I'm saying is, though, remember, the last time I went against Bama in the national title game, it was Georgia.
Maybe Najee Harris jumps over another guy.
He'll jump over 2.
And like I said, Justin Fields, have fun trying to throw with Chris Olave on Surtain. Now, remember when I said when you line up against Surtain and you're a quarterback and you see Surtain there, basically you're like, fuck that.
And Matt Jones just goes, nope. Like, all right, where's my bitch? There's my bitch.
I think the key to this game is going to come down to, can Ohio State bottle up Najee Harris? Because if you don't bottle him up, he's going to have himself quite the day. I know Notre Dame, they struggled with him. Florida struggled with him. He took that game over, but that's what this is going to come down to. Can Ohio State's defensive front, can they contain Najee Harris just like they did Travis Etienne? You thought preparing for Travis was a challenge. Now you're facing, in my opinion, the best running back in college football. And Najee Harris reminds me so much of Matt Forte because he impacts the game not only as a runner, but as a receiver as well.
Yeah.
I think the key to this game is going to come down to...
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. What the replay just said.
All right.
So, all right. We kind of already went into
it's time to get to dun 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 dun.
Super wild card weekend.
Oh my God, 3 games a day.
Oh, you fucking vey. All right. Yeah, so we'll just make our picks and then we can go into whatever, like, if there's anything we didn't talk about from the beginning.
Well, we don't need to talk about what we saw because what we saw was a lot of the same bullshit.
Yeah.
And then the tank basically, dominated that completely.
Yeah, I mean,
I think the only thing that caught my eye was the Green Bay Packers. I'll just get it out the way right now, Ronnie.
Yeah.
The Green Bay Packers, they're playing phenomenal on both sides of the football. Defensively, they're clamping down. Their secondary is playing better. They're getting after the quarterback. But can they tighten up that run defense? And Tennessee Titans, they get a little too complacent for my liking. And that's all I'm going to leave it at.
Yeah. John, what about you? Did you watch, how much of NFL did you watch on Sunday?
I didn't watch any because I wasn't here.
Ah,
There you go.
Yeah,
Oh,
that works.
one other thing about the genius of the tank. All right. Because prior to the game, what was the media talking about concerning the Philadelphia Eagles? Prior to the game.
well, they were talking about.
Come on.
Oh, I'm trying to think where you go. I'm trying to think.
What was the big thing that whole week?
Oh, besides the fact.
2 words.
What?
Carson Wentz.
Oh, the Carson, yeah.
Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz. Even Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz. Like before the game, like, what are you gonna do about Carson Wentz? Carson Wentz. After the game, all anybody was talking about was the tank. And it disrespects it, blah, blah. But come in the sports world, what are people going to be talking about tomorrow? The playoffs. All of a sudden, that Carson Wentz talk fades to the back burner.
Yeah.
The tank fades to the back burner, and everybody's talking about that. And the only thing Philadelphia sports media will be talking about come next week is what do we do with the second pick? I mean, with the 6th pick.
Yeah, every Jet fan will be asking, what do you do with the second pick?
There it is. Yeah, second pick. I mean, what do we do? No, I mean, like, what do we do with the 6th pick? Who do we pick number 6? And that will dominate sports talk and most of the pundits and all that shit in here anyway, until the pick. Unless the Sixers, of course, if the Sixers or Flyers are killing it, they'll talk about it. But this is really an Eagles town. Let's be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, well,
So it'll be who do you talk about? Who do you talk about? Who do you talk about? Like, who do we pick? Who do we pick? Who do we pick? And that's that.
All right. So yeah.
That's why the tank is actually genius, because it quelled the Carson Wentz talk. And people are going to bitch about the tank, and then they're going to talk about the playoffs.
This should be, this is going to be interesting, because to kick this all off, your 1 o'clock game is the Indianapolis Colts, who's going against the Buffalo Bills, who will have fans.
Yeah, and
they're a 6.5 point favorite.
Buffalo's a 6.5 point favorite. I'm taking Buffalo because even if it's a close game, what can you always count on with Phillip Rivers?
He'll give you one.
Yep, it'll give you that interception right at the end of the game. And Phillip Rivers' interception to seal the loss. Give me Buffalo.
Buffalo.
Yeah, I'm taking Buffalo as well. I'm looking at this game, and it's gonna be a battle because you have that high octane offense of the Buffalo Bills, and you have that physical, stingy defense of the Indianapolis Colts. God, I'm getting my teams all mixed up. But
Buffalo offense, stingy defense.
Right. I'm watching DeForest Buckner for the Indianapolis Colts. This is why you acquired a guy of his caliber, 6'7" defensive end who's in the prime of his career. And he's the most important piece to that defense. Look at that game when Derrick Henry ran all over them. The second time when the Titans played the Colts. He was out, and he comes back a week later, and you just see the difference that DeForest Buckner makes. Then for the Buffalo Bills, I'm looking at John Brown because Cole Beasley might not play in this game. So John Brown he's a more advanced Cole Beasley that can take the top off the zone. I just think Buffalo has too much. The only way Indianapolis wins is if they stay within their box. They have to run the football. They cannot have Phillip Rivers take this game over with his arm because he's not at that point in his career anymore.
No, you're absolutely right.
Oh, definitely. I think Buffalo bottles up John Taylor. And I think, I don't know if there's any corner that Indy has that can guard Stephon Diggs.
I mean, Xavier Rhodes. He's their only hope. I mean,
Rhodes is their only hope. It's not the other one.
Dude, so you want to hear a funny story real quick? And I found this out, that one of my buddies decided to take Buffalo beginning of the year to win the Super Bowl. Would you like to know the odds that he got him for?
Oh God.
45-1.
Damn.
And they're probably the second best team in the NFL right now.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I think this is the biggest threat.
Yeah.
To Kansas City.
This is the biggest threat to the Kansas City.
Yeah, easily.
I don't think they're the second best team in the NFL, though.
They're one of the top three.
Yeah, they're up there.
Oh, yeah. They're number 3 right now.
City, I have Green Bay, and I have Buffalo as my top 3 teams.
There it
into
is.
the playoffs right now.
Yeah,
There it is. Kansas City, Green Bay, Buffalo.
Well, Green Bay definitely, because you got Green Bay and their fucking home field advantage. Without fans, it's still a home field advantage. But
Yeah,
yeah,
and remember what I told you guys before Week 17. If any team in the NFC needed home field the most, it was these Green Bay Packers, because Aaron Rodgers has started 4 NFC title games, and all of them have been on the road.
All them the frigid weather, and I think Green Bay has a little smattering of fans.
I don't know. I don't think they've said if they're playing in front of fans. If they are, then that's better for them.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, like a little smatter because it's the playoffs.
But I'm sorry. The other thing that helps is the fucking the Bills Mafia is going to be there. Oh, yeah. Enough said. Fucking Bills all day, and they cover.
Yep.
All right, next, your 4 o'clock game. The LA Rams take on the Seattle Seahawks. Seahawks are a 3.5-point favorite, but it's plus the juice, so it's plus even money. So it's looking like that's going to go. That looks like that's going to go to 4 soon.
Rams and the Seahawks.
Yep.
Is Goff playing?
He is throwing. Cup is back, though.
In Seattle, I like Seattle.
Yeah, this is another one that was really catching my eye on the schedule this week, because the last time they played, I thought that was Seattle's most complete win of the year, because their offense did just enough to move the ball down the field, but it was their defense that took over, and they held the Rams to 3 field goals, 9 points. This Seattle defense is playing with a chip on their shoulder, and they're motivated. But here's my thing. They haven't really needed Russ to necessarily cook, as they were saying at the beginning of the year, right? Remember that?
Yeah.
Let Russ cook. Now, they're kind of letting him kind of control things. He has to take this game over with his arm. The guy I'm watching for Seattle, I'm watching Tyler Lockett. I don't think people realize how important he is to this Seattle offense. You know, he's another threat that can get down the field. He's a threat in the red zone. He's a guy that can catch the ball over the middle. I like the Seattle Seahawks in this one. I just think they're playing with a chip on their shoulder and some purpose.
I am actually going to go against you guys. I think the defense, I think Russell Wilson's been having some trouble ever since people started saying he was going to be like the next guy that gets, like, oh, is he going to get a first round? Is he going to get the picks for the MVP? This, and this. I don't think that defense is up to what it used to be for Seattle. Jamal Adams, you know, is going to be up for that defense, obviously, because it's his first playoff game. That could also be a detriment to him. I like LA, though. And really, it all does depend if Goff is playing. As of right
But
now...
the funny thing is, LA's defense has been the strength of that team right now.
That's another reason why I like LA, for the most part. I think it's a better point if Goff is playing, but I also think the fact that if that defense for LA is going to pull it out. So give me the Rams.
The funny thing is, Aaron Donald really doesn't do shit against Russell Wilson, though.
Yeah, because Seattle finds a way to collectively chip him.
Yeah.
If you notice, Seattle double and triples him.
They double him up. They make sure that
running backs are important in pass blocking for Russell Wilson. And I have to say this, too, about Russell Wilson. He must be the most annoying teammate to play with, because he's extending the play and a receiver thinks he has a wide open lane and you see Russell running, you got to extend your route.
Yeah, you extend your route, and then Russell steps back and heaves it. You're like, oh shit!
Right.
Like that's why DK he'll do a hook, and as soon as he sees Russell going, he just slants back and runs down the sideline. He's like, just throw it.
I'm open.
Yeah, just throw it. And I heard like one of the things in an interview, DK, like why he does that. Tyler Lockett told them to do it.
Yeah, right.
Lockett's just like, run, just run.
So of all the 8-15 games you can get, this is the one we're getting. This is interesting. Tampa Bay takes on Washington.
Upset City.
John Sick in Washington.
All right. If there's one, all right, the Washington defensive line is insane. It basically gives you a lot of coverage sacks. It does give you coverage sacks because they're coming at you, and you're worried about them more than you're worried about the secondary, and that can either lead to interceptions and coverage sacks. Then, if there's any kind of quarterback that the Washington defensive line eats for breakfast, it's pocket passers.
Yeah.
And Tom Brady ain't running out of that pocket.
Well, also too, look how cold it's gonna be.
I mean, I don't think the cold's gonna bother Brady because Brady played for Christ's
I mean, for his age, it could hinder him a little more, especially being in Tampa for a whole year. It's not like Chicago versus Green Bay where the cold means anything.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, also, what I'm saying is, though, that Tampa Bay offensive line is not that good that they can hold that Washington defensive line at bay.
Yeah.
Chase Young will pick his teeth with Tom Brady.
Chris, you'll like this. The money line for this is plus 340.
Wow. Really?
Yeah. For Washington to win.
Wow.
Washington will ugly it up.
The spread's 8.
Ugly it up.
The spread is 8.
And win probably maybe like a field goal or a touchdown.
Yeah, the spread is 8, and Washington as a dog is plus 340 to win straight up.
I look at this matchup, and when you look at every matchup of Super Wild Card Weekend, every single game has its own storyline. In this one, Tom Brady starting in his 42nd playoff game in his career. First one with Tampa Bay. They're on the road. Washington, they've been a good story all year long. That defense versus Tom Brady is what I'm watching, especially that front four. You get him off his rhythm, Tom is vulnerable, and he looks discombobulated when he's outside that pocket. But my concern with Washington is they don't have enough offense to hang around with Tampa Bay, and that's what I think is going to be the determining factor in this game. I definitely like Tampa Bay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Tampa, as much as I like Tampa, Bruce Arians does not know what to do with that team. I think Washington shows up. Washington plays with a chip on their shoulder, being like, okay, we walked ourselves in at this. We're a lot better than people think we are. That defensive line is a lot better than people think they are. Washington upsets Tampa.
Okay.
Home dog.
Yeah, there's no love there. And yeah, especially with the fact that you're giving plus 340 to win straight up. I'll take that. Shit. Oof. Now talk about an ugly game for Sunday. Baltimore Ravens take on the Tennessee Titans.
That's a black and blue game right there.
Yeah. The Ravens are a 3.5 point favorite.
I like Baltimore on the road. I mean, Tennessee's weird in the playoffs, and they can ugly it up.
This is a revenge game for Baltimore.
Oh, it is complete revenge for Baltimore. Jackson's playing really good right now, and I just think that Baltimore added just enough. And Tennessee has, like I said, like Christian said, Tennessee's like, yeah. in certain parts. I mean, of course, now I'm saying that Derrick Henry's going to run for 300 fucking yards.
See, that's what I'm afraid of.
You know what's crazy about this matchup? It seems like Tennessee just knows how to out Ravens the Baltimore Ravens. Baltimore is a physical. Baltimore
So
is a
true.
physical football team. And when I remember watching that matchup in the regular season, after AJ Brown scored that touchdown, Baltimore looked soft. You remember when I said that, Chris? Baltimore looked soft after that. But I look at both these teams now. Baltimore, they're playing with confidence. Lamar, he's throwing the ball with some consistency and some authority. They're running the football consistently, and that defense is making plays. But most importantly, they're healthy. And as I said about Tennessee, they can build up 15 and 20-point leads, but they let teams come back. They should have beat the Houston Texans on Sunday by more than what it came down to. I'm watching Ryan Tannehill. Can he make that one big throw down the field when you need him to the most? That's what this game's going to come down to. You know what Derek's going to do. I like Baltimore on the road. Finally, Lamar gets his first playoff win.
John?
Baltimore.
And this is the game that I was looking forward to the most out of everything on the schedule. This is my style of football. Both these teams, believe it or not, are very similar to one another. Because what do they both like to do? They both want to run the football. They want to control the clock. They want to run the football, and they want to control the line of scrimmage. You know, this game comes down to who can control the line of scrimmage and win that war in the trenches a little bit more. And here's another problem that I have with Tennessee, you guys. They can't rush the passer. And their secondary is horrible.
Yeah, that may be true, but my pick is Hail to the King, baby. Give me the King. Tennessee. Somehow, and for some reason, playoff time hits, Tennessee loves to fucking amp the shit up. They love to get to the quarterback. They love to freaking run that ball and beat the shit out of people. Then when Derrick Henry beat the shit out of you, Tannehill takes you out from the top. Give me the Titans. All right, I think we're all in agreement with this one, but the Bears take on the Saints.
Ooh.
Listen, I was all for the Bears. They ain't beating New Orleans. Give me the Saints.
Yeah, the
Saints.
Saints at home. Give me
Yeah.
the Saints.
Yeah, I'm taking the Saints as well. They're going to go back to running the football. Funny how I called Sean Payton out for getting away from the run, and then Alvin Kamara scored 6 touchdowns on Christmas Day. The Bears don't have enough. The Bears don't have enough offensively to keep up with them.
I agree with that.
When Trubisky throws the ball over 35 times, they lose. He threw the ball 42 times.
Now, let me ask you this, Christian, because you weren't on, and just quick answer to this. They passed on his 5th-year option. Does he walk or do they re-sign him?
They're going to re-sign him for one more year. I think it's going to be a make-or-break year for him. So next year is going to determine everything. But I just think the Saints, across the board, they have too much. And the Bears' defense has really regressed instead of progressed under Chuck Pagano.
Yeah, I will say, too, I loved it because everyone's like, oh, the Bears are going to do good with Nick Foles. I started laughing my ass off.
Yeah, no.
Because you want to know something funny? Trubisky went 6-3 this year as a starter.
You know what the Bears have done to be successful offensively? Okay, let's take it back a couple of years. 2018.
He runs the ball.
His first year, they ran the football. They put Mitch under center. But I'm going to tell you this. This is going to be a little bit of a challenge for the Saints defense because when they met the first time, who was under center for the Bears? Nick Foles. Nick was under center. Now you have a Mitchell Trubisky who's able to move the pocket. So if they can create plays for him to create with his feet and the Bears play their own game, then they have a shot. But I think New Orleans is going to come in with a chip on their shoulder because the last couple of years have not been friendly to them.
What
Playoff time.
What the fuck? What the fuck are the Knicks doing? They're winning. What the fuck?
Stop it! Stop it!
What? They just beat the Jazz by 12.
What?
The Knicks just beat the Jazz by 12. What the fuck is going on? It's 2020, December 32nd. What the fuck?
It's early.
Yeah, but guess what? The over-under for them was 25. They shouldn't be winning these games. Not with Julius Randle at the helm.
I mean, it is what it is.
Julius Randle's actually playing defense. That's a shocker.
Anyway, back to football.
Well,
to football.
The final game, and yes, Christian, to answer your question, or to go off of what you were saying, yeah, the one thing that they have, that Trubisky has, that, guess what? We kind of said it on the show. He can run the ball. He can get out of the pocket. He can use his feet.
Yeah, he's mobile. He's mobile enough to the point where he can escape. They're going to have him connect on a few throws on the run and so forth.
The greatest thing in the world. Everyone's like, oh, well, why'd they bench him then? He must have been bad. I go, no, he wasn't bad. Nick Foles is a fucking, he's a guy that comes in when he doesn't have tape. He's Fitzmagic in a nutshell.
Oh,
The thing is, as much as people go, all right, as much as as much as Trubisky, mobile, da-da-da. Remember, this is a Saints defense that is...
Oh, no. We're not saying that... We're not going to say that he's going to do anything to win. I'm saying from the year, the reason they're in the playoffs is because of his legs.
Yeah, I'm just saying, though, the thing I like about, besides the Saints offense in this game, is the Saints defense they played a mobile quarterback 2 years in a... like 2 times a year at least for the past 5 years in Cam Newton.
And Cam, right? Yeah. So they're gonna be ready for.
Well, hell, even this year they played
defense. This Saints defense has really turned the page.
Yeah, and you can't say that Mr. Trubisky is more accurate than Cam Newton.
No, and even this year they played Teddy Bridgewater, mobile quarterback.
What Trubisky needs to do, he needs to get Tarek Cohen involved, and they need to run the ball.
Tarek Cohen is out.
That's bad.
He's been out. He tore his ACL.
All right, then he has to get Jimmy Graham involved.
Yeah, they're going to have to get Jimmy Graham involved, or they're going to have to get Darnell Mooney.
I thought you were about to say Jimmy Graham out. I'm like, well, then they're fucked.
Oh, yeah, no, the spread would have been a lot higher than 10.
Yeah, I like Kamara against that Bears
defense. New Orleans at home. Listen, the Bears was a great oh my god story. Where'd they come from? Even though we knew, a playoff game, good for them, and it proved that Trubisky can stick around for a little bit longer because he didn't get a fair cut from Nagy.
I'm surprised that John is going back on a Super Bowl pick.
I don't think he remembers that he picked Chicago to pick the Super Bowl. John?
I'm lucky I remember what I did 2 hours ago, let alone...
That is spoken like a true legend, because I use that same line.
Oh, God.
I have a headache, and I'm tired as hell. Trust me, my brain right now feels like it's coming out of my ears.
Well, we got one...
Just use the line. Just use the line if you want to. Don't nobody care.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, we'll go...
No, I just thought it was funny. I just thought it was funny that he was going against the Super Bowl pick. And then he's like, "What, me? No, I didn't pick him."
I got it. I got the paperwork.
No, I'll be honest with you. I don't remember who the fuck I picked. I don't even care at this point.
I mean, you remember? Never mind.
He had the Bears beating the Chiefs.
Hey, you never know if freaking the Bears actually had, if Nagy didn't bench.
Yeah, you never know. You thought 2020 was a year. The tagline for 2021 already is "Hold my beer."
Yeah, Dr. Dre's in the hospital, and go figure it.
Dr. Dre's in the hospital. We have two of the goofiest things that ever happened in world history.
Yeah, and Midge. All right, and your final.
Tanya Roberts.
And your final game. Let the COVID Bowl begin. The Cleveland Browns, without their coach, Without one of their coaches, I think. I think it's the offensive coordinator and their head coach. The Cleveland Browns take on the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Now you have to wonder, did the Steelers deliberately tank
To play them? Yeah, you bet your ass they did.
get Cleveland in Pittsburgh?
You bet your ass they did.
Oh yeah, they did. And Ben and all them are gonna be ready. I'm going Pittsburgh.
John?
Huh?
Pittsburgh, Cleveland.
Cleveland.
Another interesting matchup. Last week, Cleveland got back to the basics. They ran the football. And for them to do the impossible and win this game, they're going to have to run the football at least 40 times. Nick Chubb needs to carry it 25. Kareem Hunt needs to touch it 15 times. When they run the football, they're a difficult group to beat. But it's going to be a different-looking Steelers team. They're not going to see Mason Rudolph. They're going to see a rested Ben Roethlisberger. T.J. Watt's coming back. Those weapons for the Steelers should be at 100%. I'm watching.
Isn't Pouncey going to come back on the line?
I don't know. I really don't know. But I see the Steelers using that short crossing route, the crossing route over the middle of the field, because that's their equivalent of a run game. That's going to open up the field for the rest of the receivers. I'm watching Deontay Johnson for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I think the Steelers win this game. I think it'll be a lot closer than a lot of people expect.
Yeah, this game is it's the North. This game's gonna be a field goal. I don't like the fact that it's a 6-point game. This game's gonna get ugly, like it always does. But it's a healthy Pittsburgh team. I'm sorry, until Big Ben shows me that he can't do it anymore. They finally got their team rested after they've never had a fucking bye this year.
You know, and here's the thing. A lot of people criticize Mike Tomlin for what he did, but think about it. I'm not making an excuse necessarily for Mike and the Steelers, but they were really banged up. You lose Devin Bush in the beginning of the year to a torn ACL. A few weeks ago, you lose Bud Dupree to a torn ACL, and he's the energy guy for your defense. I really thought he and T.J. Watt were the best defensive duo in the National Football League, and it's tough replacing a guy who had 8 sacks. And he took a lot of pressure off of TJ. I think TJ Watt is also my defensive player of the year this year.
That could be. But, all right. Those are our picks for Super Wild Card Weekend.
Super Wild Card Weekend.
Oh, boy, dude. It's
Good save. Good save.
Uh,
All right, so quick. How bad was Raw?
John, did you watch any of Raw?
No, I turned it on. I mean, other than the train wreck that was. The only
Raw
thing is,
was bored.
all I know is AEW really brought the game tonight.
So did
The Bullet Club
NXT.
has been reunited on AEW.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Omega, the Bucks, and the Good Brothers all showed up on AEW and did the Bullet Club sign in the middle of the ring.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Bullet Club has invaded AEW.
Well, I mean, how to feel about Omega, we already gone over this, but that's it. That is what it is.
But I got nothing else.
Hey, the collector, all the fucking gold, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, dude, okay, yeah. Raw was fucking boring as sin. Oh, we're gonna have Goldberg come out and challenge McIntyre. Well, there goes my question on who the fuck the next person for Drew is. The only way this is good is if the Fiend beats Goldberg for the title, because you know fucking Goldberg probably gonna beat him.
Actually, the only thing about this, which is dumb, is the fact that Drew, the whole night, is like, I respect the legends, I respect the legends, I respect the legends. Goldberg comes out like, you don't respect us. It's like, no, did you not watch the previous 2 hours?
Raw botched everything. They were supposed to have Carlito on there, but apparently there was results. He came out and said, "I was never booked. They said I was coming. I was never booked." How do you announce somebody that's not booked? What are you, Dennis Stamp from the Beyond the Mat?
I don't fucking know, man. All I know is like the whole time they have all these things, and he's basically saying, and that's the funny part. He's like, "Yo, like, I'm." Like he's like, I respect you. I can't believe this. I can't believe I'm here with you. Da, da, da. Like Drew's being all nice, and then Goldberg comes out. It's like you don't respect us at all. It's like, have you not been watching the show, Goldberg? I hate when they do that. They'll have something the whole night, and then the guy will come back and go, "You don't do this at all." It's like you really don't watch the show, do you? I mean, it's so dumb.
And one thing I normally don't like Mustafa, I could care less about the retribution thing. But he came out on Raw Talk and he basically belittled the entire thing, and I can't say he was wrong.
Dude,
3 hours of that, and he goes, "I know they paved the way for us, but when are you going to let us walk on that road you paved for us? You just want to keep getting your 2 minutes of fame."
The funniest thing is like Raw left last week on such a high note, on such a, oh my God, what's going to happen? To follow it up with just a show where like all storylines just basically ceased.
Yeah.
Because it was Legends Night.
Yeah, because Legends Night. I mean, seriously.
What a night.
And then they follow up the Alexa Randy thing with Randy going, "I didn't do it. But I did." I'm like, really, dude? And then they have him try to like threaten Legends, and all he's doing, he's like, he's not the Legend killer, he's the Legend talker. The Legend insulter.
Hey Chris, you guys apparently got a new we missed this last week. Apparently you got a new pitcher.
Oh, okay.
Jose Alvaro.
All right.
Yeah. You got rid of Garrett Clevelander. Clevelander?
All right.
You traded him to the Dodgers.
I just want JT back.
And the Yankees are getting Greg Allen from San Diego. Great.
Nah.
Yeah.
Wait, is he a bullpen guy?
No, he's another outfielder
Oh, woohoo.
who was DFA'd by 2 teams in 1 year.
Oh,
See,
God.
I tried wrestling. All right, the other thing that happened with Raw, which is hilarious, is Charlotte is starting to catch the Big Show
Well,
on face heel turns.
It's another heel turn.
well,
Nobody the Flair turns.
no one gives a shit.
No, it's
the Omni Flare.
yeah, yeah. The Omni Flare. The funny thing, all right, Christian. Remember how I don't know how much wrestling you watch, but remember how the Big Show used to be face heel, face heel, face heel?
All the time.
Charlotte is turning into that. She comes
Flair's
back.
daughter?
She tags
Yeah,
with
Flair's
Asuka.
daughter.
Face. Then she belittles and berates her dad for fucking up her match. Now she's heel.
What about Shane McMahon? Is he a face or a heel?
He's not in the
Well,
company. He's not on
not
TV
even on the-
anymore.
Not on TV anymore, at least
Oh,
not right
he
now.
was a face with Raw Underground.
Okay, because I know he was the same way, like when I was watching it.
Oh God! And the thing is, if Shane is like, and the thing is, I miss Raw Underground because Raw Underground at least had something going for it. Especially Raw Underground during Legends Night would have been great.
Oh God,
Well,
yeah.
just don't forget, now the only thing we took away from Raw Underground is Big Daddy Odom.
Almost. Yeah, you almost have a star there.
That was the highlight. The highlight of Raw this week was almost kick the guitar.
Which
That was
okay,
it.
wait, hold on. I got something to ask you guys. So, on Facebook, someone started going about how what's his name got released. Marty Scurll parted ways with ROH.
Marty Scurll, yeah.
And everyone is pissing up a storm saying his career's over. And, how WWE is apparently interested in him. The amount of people going off and saying, oh, well, why should they sign him? It doesn't matter. This, and this. He allegedly had sex with a 16-year-old and started doing that whole, the whole speak out movement that happened.
Yeah.
And
the only reason...
Oh,
go ahead.
No, because I turned around and said, unfortunately, the reason this has picked up steam is due to the pandemic. Because, I'm sorry, when everything goes back to normal, these idiots that are saying, oh, this isn't, the promoters are still going to book these guys. I hate saying, no,
some
it
people
depends.
speaking out,
It depends.
They're tarnished.
It depends. Guys like David Starr, I don't think it's going to work again.
No, I think Star will work again because Star didn't rape anybody.
I think it depends, but yet you have 3 guys on WWE television, or 2 at least on WWE, under WWE contracts, that are on the NXT roster.
Yeah,
but
Velveteen
apparently,
and Austin Theory.
Yeah, apparently Marty Scurll did something really bad, or what? I don't know.
But yeah, I bet you Joey Ryan's gonna get fucking work, and he shouldn't.
I don't know about that.
And he shouldn't. He's gonna make his money off of some shindy. Unfortunately,
Yeah, Joey will go back to the shindy.
Yeah, he's gonna go back to the indie. I'm saying they're gonna make their money on the indie scenes.
Well, if WWE, I mean, if they do hire Marty Scurll, it would be the first time they brought in somebody that had controversy, brother.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And I literally posted that. Someone goes, well, you have no idea what you're talking about. He admitted it. I go, am I fucking losing my fucking mind? WWE has people under contract, and these shindy promoters are still going to book them. Unfortunately.
If the guy's under contract at WWE, the shindy promoter can't book him.
But I'm saying like a guy like Austin Theory, where there's video proof or photo proof from a girl that happened with, and Velveteen Dream, where there's allegedly proof.
Yeah, that's why Austin Theory's still back there, because there was no proof, and that's also why Velveteen Dream's back on TV, because there was no proof.
But now he's off TV after proof came out.
And then, hey, I mean, there's audio proof of brother doing what he did, and then he's still on TV again.
Well, there's video proof, and he also sued the living shit out of Bubba the Love Sponge.
Yeah, I mean,
that's no alleged
video proof. Excuse me.
Sorry.
Video proof is a lot more concrete.
Yeah.
Than quote unquote audio proof, because there was audio going around that Tessa Blanchard was selling her shit. Waiting for Christian.
Man, listen. I don't even have the words right now.
There was audio going around that basically Tessa took a shit for a fan.
Yes. Oh, hell no.
No. She's like, I hear you like dirty girls like shit in toilets. I'm just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, what's really going on?
Yeah, it's like, I mean, you hear the freaking audio. It's like, oh yeah, it getting you hard. I'm just like, and then they found out it wasn't Tessa. It was somebody doing an impersonation of her.
Oh, and the Jim Cornette shit before was even. Doing scat play. What the fuck?
That was the best. Cause it's like, and apparently there's audio of Tessa taking a dump for a fan. He's like, what?
Oh, so it was like some Odell Beckham shit.
Yes.
God. Oh, there was one where it said, "Oh, there's a video of Tess taking a shit on a fan," and Jim's like, "What? No, no, no." He's like, "No, no, 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 no. Hold back the fucking truck up."
I think the funniest thing about the Odell thing, I don't know if you guys saw the video on Instagram about Deion Sanders speaking about it.
No.
Oh God.
He was like, all right, because Deion doesn't curse, so he says. So I'll play the little clip because knowing me, I saved the one clip just in case if somebody tries to test me, I can use this. But it was kind of funny. It made me laugh. And you guys know Deion Sanders is funny. Here we go. Yeah, he was like, "That's nasty, Dookie."
Dookie, that's nasty.
Yeah, man.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So, I mean, if the allegations are unproven, then I could easily see Skrull end up in WWE, but I don't know. Don't really care.
People are like, oh, he came out and admitted it. I go, oh, like what? That he didn't know the girl was 16? Which, by the way, in England, there's a lot different laws than it is here.
Yeah.
Like, I hate saying
Oh,
that, but
man.
there's a lot different laws in fucking England.
Oh yeah. Alrighty, but yeah, that's that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, quick. All right, quick. Anyway, Dana White, Vince McMahon, Drake Younger, defend your boy now.
What happened with Drake?
Drake Younger. They're all Trumpers.
Oh,
Defend your boy now.
well,
That's all.
yeah. Well, Drake.
Dana looks like a fucking idiot now.
Well, Drake. If you noticed, Drake has not said a fucking word, and he's still on television. So.
Yeah, and Mick Foley basically, Mick Foley and Kevin Nash also signed off on it. They started a thing to have Vince kick Trump out of the Hall of Fame, which I could see why.
Oh yeah, which I mean, I think they're gonna have him in there for they're gonna have him in the Hall of Fame. But I think when they make a actual Hall of Fame, he's not gonna be there.
No, they should just kick him out right now.
I mean, they're going to. I mean, but and then you got the same shit as oh god, Sonny.
Yeah.
Because people said Sonny should be
I
out
still
too.
can't believe he ever took a I still can't believe he ever took a Stone Cold Stunner.
I mean,
I think because everything Trump did, he always had to look in a winning position, in a victorious position. And then for him to take a stunner was so out of place. I
If you wanna-
almost think that Steve was like, all right, you got to take a stunner. And Trump's like, no. So Steve actually kicked him in the gut and pulled him down for real.
yeah, because if you look at that, I wouldn't call that a stunner. He forced his ass down.
Yeah, I think he hard-weighed him there. You saw him, bitch. Bam!
You don't fuck with the Texas rattlesnake. Oh hell yeah.
Yeah, you kicked, because, I mean, you look at that kick. He kicked him hard.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Anyway, yes. With that being said,
so I support that. I support that. Kick him out of the Hall of Fame.
yeah, I mean the Hall of Fame's a joke anyway.
Yeah. I mean, it's a nice thing, but kick him out anyway.
Until we
Drew
actually
Carey has some more contributions.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Until we actually get I'm sorry. Owen Hart still deserves to be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, well, that'll never happen thanks to Martha Hart. That'll never fucking happen.
Yeah, that's not happening.
I'm just saying
And
it,
as
but
long as she, it's already been. I watched The Dark Side of the Ring, and as far as I know, if something were to happen to Martha Hart tomorrow and she passed away, her son and daughter would make sure he never got in. It ain't happening. Owen Hart will never be in the WWE Hall of Fame. Never, never. That's one thing you could take. You could bet $1 million on, and you'd win.
Yeah, they blamed the shit out of McMahon for his death.
Even though it was, I'm sorry, even though it was Vince Russo's fault. That's the funny part. Even though it was Vince Russo's part because he shouldn't have been the Blue Blazer in the first place.
Yeah, but their thing is that Vince signed
off on it, yeah.
And then it wasn't even the one they used to train. It was a different one.
Yeah. I mean, it's ugly.
Oh, it's very ugly.
When WCW at that time had more clout about Brett speaking about Owen live on television, you have issues.
Oh, yeah.
I remember that episode. But yeah, no, we're gonna get that. I mean, shit. The fact that Chyna's not in.
No, she is.
Jones in as part of DX.
DX, but I'm saying by herself.
Oh, by herself, she probably never will be, but technically she is in the Hall of Fame. If you really want to.
Yeah, I'm, as much as that is, did they ever mention Joni in the speech?
Did they mention her in the speech? Yeah, they did.
Did they?
Yeah.
I gotta go back and re-listen.
They put a picture of her on the Titantron.
Yeah.
They spoke about her.
Chyna as DX, yes. Chyna as a normal wrestler, fuck no. You really want to enshrine that stupid house match she had with Jerry?
No, but you still had her as the first Intercontinental Champion, female Intercontinental Champion.
And first woman ever to
she
be in the
won
Royal
in that
Rumble.
Good Housekeeping match.
Okay, you had... Fuck! How many women that are in the Hall of Fame right now have been in bra and panty matches? It took... Yeah, a good amount.
Tori Wilson.
Trish, Tammy, Trish, Lita.
Well, Trish and Lita are in there for the actual
active wrestling. Jackie.
All right, Tammy was in there because of that and how she was a face before all that bullshit. She never really wrestled.
Jackie.
Tori Wilson, all right, I get it. I don't even know why. I know they were going for Stacy Keibler, and she's not there yet.
No, Miss Jackie's in it.
Stacey has said she doesn't want anything to do with it.
Yeah. Miss Jacqueline was also part of Righteous Censor and a bunch of other things. Same as Lisa Moretti.
Yeah, Ivory. But I know, this is how old I am. I know her more in Glow.
It's not like the full-on bra and panties.
Hell, if you want to go bra and panties, so is fucking Mae Young.
Oh, that's not fair. That is not fair.
Dude, okay, yeah, it's
not fair. Mae Young did a lot. Mae Young did a shit ton before she gave birth to a hand. Okay?
Here's the thing, John. The only way that this could be an insult is when you have the Coors Light girls that are in there. Oh wait, the Bella Twins are going in.
Hey, Christian, you remember that Royal Rumble?
They were supposed to be in this year.
Wait, do I remember who?
There was a Royal Rumble. I think it was a Royal Rumble or Battle Royal where Mae Young was in it, and she took her top off.
Oh, that was a stupid bikini contest.
No, that wasn't the bikini contest. That was the mud pit match with the cat.
No.
That was the bikini contest.
It was a bikini contest because Stacey Carter came out with the bubble wrap bikini. And then
that was the Royal Rumble. That was the Royal Rumble.
I'm going to top this.
Yeah, that was.
And she unstrapped her top and she had fake tits on because those weren't really her. You know, they were prosthetics.
Okay. If I will say this,
as soon as she did that, where I was watching it with friends in my dorm at the time, I was like, "Ah!" People jumped over the couch.
I will say this. There is one person, if she ever gets in the Hall of Fame, you have to let everybody else in. And that's Sable.
That'll never happen.
Then that's the only way. I'm saying Sable is the only one that if she gets in, then you got to let everybody else in, because Sable's the drizzling dog shits. She was like...
Sable would get in on like the way that Sonny got in.
No, but then they'll promote how good of a wrestler she was when she was terrible.
Yeah, they're not. They did. I mean, when they did Sonny, they didn't go, "Oh, what a great."
No,
ring."
they promoted her as a manager. That's how she got in.
Yeah, as a manager and a personality. They would do the same thing for Sable, really.
No, but I guarantee you they'll promote the Mark Marrow shit in about 2 seconds.
God.
They'll promote that in about 2 seconds, even if Brock doesn't want it.
The drizzling dog shit.
I mean, yeah, exactly.
Thanks, Vince Russo. That was great, bro.
God
Man,
damn
I
it!
feel bad a little bit. And this is not gonna be the last image I want to see.
Man, that is not cool, man.
Not
No,
cool,
that's not.
I
John.
could have showed. They had a topless picture too. I
Oh,
could've
hell,
showed that.
fuck you. No.
Nah. So you know what?
I need to go-
threaten John, because the last time I did, he made me watch a shitty movie.
Like I said, that's a mild picture.
See what we're doing this Monday, Christian. We're doing a character study on Cobra Kai season 3.
Nice.
Yeah. See, if you actually want to join that, it's Cobra Kai.
Yeah, that's
We'll
a
be
strong
fine
possibility.
if you do. There'll be 5 of us that night.
That'd be pretty cool.
Hmm.
Yeah,
But-
it's not watching a shitty movie.
No.
Yeah, because John Danso knows I have a bone to pick with him because of that.
Yeah, well, that goes back to all the spider shitting on my head deal.
Wait.
But
All right, on that note, my head. I swear to God, I think my eyes are about to bust out. Let's end this, guys.
yeah, all right. With that being
All
said,
right.
ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to the show. The second part of the show after my computer decided to fucking die.
Yeah, you didn't miss much in the first part.
No, you just missed the talking about the tanking. But with that being said, if you like what you heard, follow us on all our social media accounts under the Nerdport Network. Follow us individually at F and Ronnie.
At Trips NXC.
At the Zombie Master.
You can follow me on Twitter at DailyBlitz_61, like the Facebook fan page, facebook.com/backspace The Daily Blitz, and you can log on to the website, thedailyblitz.blog, in the midst of previewing playoff games for Super Wildcard Weekend now. Enter your email address. So anything I post, it will be sent to your email.
And and also with that being said, please go to our Teesprings account. Pick yourself up an MPN shirt, or apparently these have been going off in a couple days, the Washington Redskin potato shirts.
Oh,
Or
God.
get my favorite shirt, the Don't Nobody Care one.
Or
There you go.
the Tanks for Nothing Philly, but an eagle shitting.
Thanks, Philly.
And with
Because
the,
remember, as Johnny Lawrence always said, Eagles don't get shit on. Eagles are the ones that do the shitting.
dude, those are the shirts. I can't believe someone bought a Redskin potato shirt.
Oh my God.
We were joking about that, a year ago? And I just go up there,
That was 2 years ago.
and someone literally goes, I want that shirt. Thank you. I'll take the $4
That was at
profit.
the same time, we had like the overrated State University, Michigan's maybe next year.
Dude, I love the fact that Washington Redskin potatoes.
Yeah.
I love it. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that is our show. Thank you very much. The checks have cleared, and of course, Bobby Bonilla is still getting paid.
Stay safe.
See ya.
Stay safe. Keep
Get-
your distance.
get-
and wear your mask.
Get well, Tommy John. Get well. Good night, everybody.
Yeah.